Tensions escalating now between Washington and the Vatican as President Trump once again takes aim at Pope Leo.
The commander-in-chief criticizing the pontiff's opposition to the war in Iran on Truth Social, pointing to what he calls the regime's deadly record and warning that a nuclear-armed Iran is, quote, absolutely unacceptable.
And now our Vice President JD Vance, the nation's highest-ranking Catholic government official, he's chiming in, urging His Holiness to tread carefully when weighing in on theology. Here he was.
One of the issues here is that if you're going to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth. And that's one of the things that I try to do. And it's certainly something I would expect from the clergy, whether they're Catholic or Protestant.
Meanwhile, Pope Leo is in Cameroon today on day 3 of his Africa tour, where he is expected to call for peace if in the face of ongoing violence, including rising threats spilling over from extremist groups in Nigeria.
Our correspondent Anneliese Taggart, she joins us live today from Yaoundé, Cameroon. She's tracking along with the Pope, and she has the very latest. Anneliese, how is it?
Hey, Bob and Katrina, good to see both of you. You might not be able to see the sign behind me, but it's a poster of Pope Leo that says, "Welcome to the Messenger of Peace." Now, earlier today when we were flying here to Cameroon, the Pope did not directly address the latest comments from President Trump or Vice President Vance, but he did say that this is a message we all need to hear.
Although we have different beliefs, we have different ways of worshiping, we have different ways of living, we can live together in peace. And so I think that to promote that kind of image is something which the world needs to hear today, and that together we can continue to offer in our witness as we continue on this apostolic voyage.
And Cameroon is no exception to that need for peace. This was the scene just hours ago. Locals gathered full of pure joy and excitement, singing and dancing for the Pope. As you can see here, I would estimate there were hundreds of thousands of more people lined up along the streets for the Pope as we drove into the city. But behind that celebration is a country facing deep conflict, grappling with not one but 2 major crises. First, violence and persecution linked to Islamist extremist groups spilling over from neighboring Nigeria. And second, the Cameroonian civil war between the country's English and French-speaking regions. All of this unfolding under their 93-year-old president, the world's oldest sitting head of state, whose most recent election in October saw major allegations of fraud and illegitimacy. Now here's some of the Pope's very direct message to the country's authorities just hours ago.
In order for peace and justice to prevail, the chains of corruption, which disfigure authority and strip it of its credibility, must be broken. Hearts must be set free from an idolatrous thirst for profit.
Now, tomorrow morning, we will head north of Cameroon to the focal point of the ongoing Cameroonian civil war, where a 3-day ceasefire has been called, all for Pope Leo's visit. There, the Pope is set to hold a major meeting for peace. Katrina, Bob.
All right, Anneliese Taggart, we appreciate that report. Thank you.